You are the new student. Come closer.
You cannot see.
You think I cannot see?
Of all things, to live in darkness must be the worst.
Fear is the only darkness. Take your broom and strike me with it. Do as I tell you. Strike. Again. Here, catch. Never assume that because a man has no eyes, he cannot see. Close your eyes. What do you hear?
I hear the water. I hear the birds.
Do you hear your own heartbeat?
No.
Do you hear the grasshopper, which is at your feet?
Old man, how is it that you hear these things?
Young man, how is it that you do not?
Hi, welcome to this video today, which is all about achieving a higher degree of mental focus and maintaining it at all times, so you can trade with total discipline and also see things that other traders don't. Now, in my video clip on the way in, the message of it is really what this video is all about. The master has one less sense than the little boy, yet because of this he's actually far more aware of what's going on than the little boy around him. And I think in terms of Forex traders, that is the attitude we need to have. We need to not only have a high degree of mental focus, concentration, and see things clearly, we've got to maintain it as well. And I think a lot of traders don't think this trade is important. I think it's vitally important if you want to succeed long term at Forex trading. And I want to discuss it from two angles. The first is from the attitude that traders have to money, and also in terms of how you view the market itself. You need to view the market in a different way to see things clearly and see things that other traders don't, which will help you minimize those losses and also see great profit opportunities. Now, years ago I went to a seminar. It was by a guy called Larry Williams, and many of you might know him. He's a very famous trader. He's been around for a long time. He's written a lot of great books. And I like Larry. He's entertaining and he's straightforward in what he says about the markets. And at the seminar, he was saying, one of the big myths about Forex trading is only risk what you can afford to lose. And I honestly believe that is one of the biggest myths about Forex trading. The reason I believe that is really a myth is if you really come into the markets, you can come in with such low minimums today, you really don't care too much about the money that you've put up. You can risk it and lose it, and it's no real problem to you if you do. Then you are destined to lose that money. I do a lot of videos on discipline and self-control, emotional self-control. A lot of people think that means you shouldn't feel your emotions. To have emotional control and discipline, you must feel your emotions. Now, what I would say is that if you come into the markets, you need to worry a little bit about the money you're going to lose. It's got to hurt you a little bit. And there's another great book called The Zurich Axioms by Max Gunther. I'd recommend anyone go and read it. And he said, if you're not worrying enough, you're not risking enough. He's totally correct. You've got to worry about the money a little bit. I'm not saying that you should lose so much money that you can't feed kids or anything like that, but it must hurt you a little bit. If that is the case, that will keep you out of just taking impulsive trades, and it'll also make you much more acutely aware of stop loss protection and protecting what you've got, you'll only tend to go for those high odds trades. So I think a lot of traders need to change their attitude to money to make money longer term. Now, in terms of Forex, trading generally, it's a very lucrative business, but as George Soros says, it is a boring business. It's terrifically boring. Okay, the results are good, but it is a very boring business most of the time. And I think, one of the things, when you've got a computer screen with a chart on it, it's very easy to mentally switch off and be complacent. As humans, we like to interact with other humans. That really brings our senses up. I'll give you an example. I used to be a salesman, and when I was in a sales presentation meeting, I'd be totally focused, I'd be totally concentrated, watching every move of my prospect to see if he was going to buy, what I could do to make him buy, if I was not going to get a sale at all. I think in Forex trading, a lot of people, they kind of switch off a bit when they're looking at the markets, because, it's not a personal interaction. And I think, you've got to create a kind of personal interaction with the markets. And while you can realise that they're boring most of the time, obviously they will present opportunities. And you need to be aware of when those opportunities are coming up, see the charts very clearly and be very focused on them. And what I would say is, don't just focus on what you want to do. Now, while the Forex markets are real humans, we're obviously only seeing the price action. What I would recommend doing is really trying to see it in a human kind of way. And what I would do is, when I look at the charts, sure, I'm looking at for great chart formations or whatever, but I really want to get my head around what other traders might be thinking. Are they going for the same chart formation as me? Is it an obvious chart formation? Because the best trades in Forex tend to be against the majority. The majority obviously lose money. So I actually like to look at chart setups and think what other traders might be seeing as well. I don't want to get caught with the herd. And I really like to go around forums, news wires, find out what the sentiment of the market is. So I can see it's kind of me against other humans. Okay, so when I see bullish trends are supposed to go on forever, or bearish trends, then I can be alert to go against my opponent. And it's like George Soros once said, once a market becomes overly bullish or overly bearish, it doesn't take much to turn it around. It's those uncomfortable trades that can be your real big winners, and they can have really tight risk control on them. Now, in terms of trading, I always think when you trading, it doesn't matter what chart setup it is. Always before you do it, always think about the worst eventuality. How much money are you going to lose if all your trades go wrong or one trade goes wrong? Can you mentally take that? And I think a lot of traders, they just come in impulsively. They never know a lot of the time what their full risk is. They end up losing far more than they intended, and end up too far behind. I think you've got to be very focused on your worst eventuality at all times. It's very important, in my view, to see, visualize the real money you can lose and the real money you can win. And also, when you're trading, the one thing that presents traders with a big problem is the market is always right and only you can be wrong. And that means that you can never be perfect. You're going to get caught out a lot of the time. And it takes a lot of mental discipline and self-control to basically trade such a market. And I always think you've got to have targets, and let's say I've set a target of $1,000 on a trade and I make it. I am happy. If it goes on to make $2,000 or $3,000, that makes no difference to me. I will not chase the market. I can maintain my discipline and focus. And I think in terms of trading the markets, it really is a question of maintaining that mental clarity and discipline and self-control at all times. I think if you change your attitude to money, and you change the way you look at the market to seeing it as more human rather than just a chart that sits on a computer screen, I think you can make a lot of money longer term. I really do think maintaining mental focus and clarity is a key to trading success. And in terms of keeping mental clarity and focus, I do think you actually have to have breaks from trading. You should always have a few days off a month at least, and maybe even take a couple of weeks at times. Now people say, well, I might miss something if I do that. Well, you might, but the markets are always going to be there. Profit opportunities are always going to be there. And if you have a break from something, you tend to come back with a much clearer focus on the chart. So I would recommend doing that as well. And Forex markets, they could be very lucrative. They can be very, very frustrating. So I'd always say at the end of the day, you've always got to protect what your account equity at all times. And there's an old saying, my mother used to say it to me all the time, and I'm sure many people have this saying said to them: if you mind the pennies, the pounds will take care of themselves. In the markets, that means if you take care of the losses, the profits will take care of themselves. So that's my kind of view on mental clarity and mental focus and maintaining it at all times. I hope the video was helpful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go out with another clip from the old TV series Kung Fu, which I think is great wisdom in terms of Forex trading. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Have a good day.
Master Tay,
Yes, Student Kane.
what is the best way to deal with force?
As we prize peace and quiet above victory, there is a simple and preferred method.
What is that, sir?
Run away.
Perceive the way of nature, and no force of man can harm you. Do not meet a wave head on. Avoid it. You do not have to stop force. It is easier to redirect it. Learn more ways to preserve rather than destroy. Avoid rather than check. Check rather than hurt. Hurt rather than maim. Maim rather than kill. For all life is precious, nor can any be replaced.